Last time I talked about a bad game that I hate. This time, I'm talking about a bad game that I like. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, the game, was released in 1995 for the Sega Genesis. It was a tie-in to, obviously, Power Rangers the movie, and follows the movie about as well as a deaf man lip-reading a Busta Rhymes music video. But when I was a kid, it didn't matter. This game is a 2D side-scroller beat-em-up in the same style as Streets of Rage, which is awesome. And it has the Power Rangers in, and Zord battles. How could any 8-year-old from the 90s not love this game? Unless you're into Beetleborgs and have one thumb. The combat is really the best part of the game, despite it being about as deep as a toilet bowl. You have a normal attack that can be used for a 4-hit combo, or charge for a weapon strike, a power kick, and 3 types of jump attacks. Double tapping right or left on the D-pad causes a sprint and can be used as a power attack or even attempting to dodge. Power kick is good for crowd control. The only problem is that a direct hit on an enemy does damage to yourself. Grabbing and throwing is also possible, but there's really no trick to it. Just hit the B button when the Oozeman or whoever is really close. Tapping the B again lets you throw the enemy in either direction or into others, including your own partner if you have a friend willing to play a Power Rangers game. The Rangers all play exactly the same with the exception of their charged attacks, with the only real difference being that the red and blue ranger attacks are short range and the others are all long. The Zords, however, do have their own unique feels. They'll have the same basic controls as the Rangers, except with a few huge changes. The jump button now guards and a D-pad double tap triggers a mid-range attack, great for closing the gap between you and the much more agile bosses. I would say the game is up there with the original Streets of Rage, just not nearly as hard, and having pitiful enemy diversity. In total, cutscenes and all, it'll take you less than an hour to beat. Without multiple difficulty settings, there really isn't much reason to give it another go, unless you're like me, an old school Power Rangers fan, and just enjoy a fun beat 'em up without the challenge of better games like the TMNT arcade games. None that got the praise and nostalgia out of me. Here's some of the stupid stuff. The power attack doing damage to you is just plain dumb. You never face more than 3 enemies at a time. There are no super screen clearing attacks or power-ups. You do get power coins with each Ranger's insignia on it, but only the white, blue, and pink Ranger's coin restore health. The other just adds to your score, which isn't really a huge deal, except you get more of those instead of the healing ones. But really it doesn't matter. Dying only causes you to repick a Ranger and continue fighting. You don't even have to restart the level. You know what? I don't even think I ever saw a game over screen. There are cutscenes in the story being told, which makes the game so infamous to me. You learn about Ivan Ooze, and the first stage is fighting his Oozemen. At the end of this stage, the big purple booger shows up and you expect a boss fight, but instead he blasts you, and when the stage ends, you get a slideshow that takes you through basically the entire middle of the movie. From Ivan destroying the command center to the Rangers returning to Earth is all covered in about 90 seconds. Stage 2 begins on the streets of Angel Grove at night, which is kind of weird since I don't recall any episodes taking place at night. But anyway, you end the stage either with the Ninja Megazord or the Falcon Zord, fighting Ivan's Ecomorphicons. After that, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha pick that time to have a terribly forced flashback, giving you access to all 6 of the original Rangers. Not that it really changes anything except for the red, yellow, and black Rangers character portraits, like I'm really going to be excited about using Zack instead of Adam. I started stage 3, which takes place in a part where you fight Zed's putties and the Scarlet Sentinel sisters or whoever, one at a time, then all 3 at the same time. Then you follow the Thunder Megazord or the White Tiger Zord and face the 3 sisters again. The stage ends with a cutscene showing how Rocky and the others learn of the Power Rangers' identity. After it was decided they would take over the Ranger powers from Zack, Trini, and Jason following their infamous departure for a peace conference or something, stage 4 takes place in a cave or somewhere where you fight putties, Lord Zed's giant fist, and finally Goldar. You fight Goldar again in one of the 2nd generation Zords. Then the stage ends with the Power Rangers having to go to another planet to get a sword that can transfer the departing Rangers' powers to the new trio. The 5th stage starts with another Goldar battle. I have to stop and say Goldar is such a cheap enemy. He flies around and likes to hide on the edge of the screen. But after he runs away, you have to face putties as rocks fall from the sky. I find myself just running away and letting the meteors take them all out as I attempt to dodge, which is pretty much impossible. And finally you face the boss, a statue that's holding the sword. Okay, it's not a boss, you just hit the thing while getting hit by falling debris. And so the flashback ends with Rocky saying, "It's too late to look back, we must face the future, and the future is now!" Finally, in the 6th stage, the battle with Ivan Ooze continues as he merges with the Hornet mech thing. After fighting him on Earth, you head to the moon or the sun or something for one final battle. When the fight ends, an animated cutscene plays with the Ninja Zord and Ivan fighting, and Ivan getting hit by something I can only assume is a comet. Just one last slideshow of Bulk and Skull acting stupid, a picture of the Rangers with the headline, "The power is on," and finally the end credits. Really? That's it? It's like the budget died and the game just shipped 2 weeks early. And why do only 3 of the 6 stages take place during the movie? The film is widely considered to be separate from the canon of the TV show, which, I know, only bothers people as lame as me. But come on, Bandai, really? You couldn't find enough material from the movie to base the game off of? You know what? I'll do it right now. Stage 1. The Rangers learn of Ivan Ooze and head to the construction site, but are intercepted by Zed's putties. The stage could end with a Goldar boss fight as the Rangers, and then again in the Zords. Stage 2. At the construction site, the teens take on Ivan Ooze's Oozemen. Stage 3. It is revealed that Ivan has destroyed the command center and the Rangers head to that planet from the movie to get new powers. The stage could consist of fighting the Tengu, or whatever, bird things, as unmorphed Rangers. The boss battle could even be against that hot blonde chick. After defeating her, she can give you the ninja suits because you are now worthy warriors. Stage 4. You fight more of the Birdman, the Dinosaur Skeleton, and the Stone Warriors, thus gaining the power of the Ninjetti, or whatever it's called. Stage 5. Rangers return to Angel Grove, fight the Oozemen, and have a boss battle with the new Megazord or Falcon Zord, with Ivan Ooze's mechs. Stage 6. A 3-part Zord battle with the Mecha Ivan Ooze on Earth, the Moon, and then finally in space as the comet is in the background coming closer and closer. That's right, a timed boss fight to really get the blood rushing to your thumbs. Now that's what I call a movie tie-in. And that's not even to mention all the cool stuff gameplay-wise. Honestly, this game was probably developed on a tight budget and even tighter development schedule. But when it's all said and done, I really do like this game. I enjoyed it as a kid, and even now. It's definitely a must-play for old-school Mighty Morphin fans, but anyone else probably won't be into it, especially if you were a Beetleborgs fan with one thumb.